early, not super early, it's almost 9 a.m. I'm going to speak very little because I have to leave. And I'm going to speak about um, like some of those things that happened to me, and I can share it to others, and we will not make the same mistake, okay? So, I'm talking about narcissist husband or wife or partner, boyfriend or girlfriend, anyone that you're dealing with in a relationship that has narcissistic personality disorder. And I'm going to explain to you how, if you're married to this person and you have children, how you have to be careful. Because one thing that I've realized with narcissistic people, when you leave them, if you didn't leave them, they don't get arrested, they don't get punished right away, you will be triple times victim. I didn't even say double times. I said triple, because they will make sure that everyone turning against you, including the law enforcement, including if you have children, child protection service. So the reason why I said that, I realize if you're dealing with a narcissist who has money, he doesn't need to be rich, who has money, who has a title, he will use it against you. He he will do anything to destroy you. You know why I said that? People always think, oh, I live in the United States, there's law. Yes, there's law, but the United States is still a country, like every country, and people still living in it like every people. Not everyone is perfect. That's why you have to listen to see people for who they are, and don't judge people because, oh, he is that, he will never do that. No, people are people. School doesn't change people. The values they were raised with, that's what make them the person that they are. Like with the family they were raised with, sometimes they don't even follow the family values, sometimes they just follow other path, they change. And some people, I would say, being a Christian, being a good person, believe in God, make them believe that they should always do good things, right? So people who believes in humanity. So don't even think because it's a police officer. We heard all the time police abuse others, using their power. We heard all the time, judges. We heard about this judge who was sleeping with everyone in the court, right? She went to jail, she got drunk, she got this, and she's a judge every day that make decision in other people's lives, right? We heard about lawyers. One of them is Trump, the lawyer that Trump had, who abused their power, who can do corruption for money. Now he's in jail, right? We heard so many things, people that we will never think. We heard about billionaire, this man who died in jail, who were doing crimes using young children or young women by doing prostitution or using them, sexual abuse, doing things that he's not supposed to do. And he has other people doing it with him. You know what? They abuse their power. All those people, they are not good people. The reason why I'm talking about that is because I've been fighting a fight with my ex-husband, and as you know, he's a narcissistic person. And right now, reading the police report, this ex-husband make it look like I am he is the victim, right? And it's so funny for a narcissistic person to change, um the thing on them and play the victim mode, right? So you have to be very, very strong mentally when you fight with a narcissist. If you have children include, because they're gonna start abusing your children. And a lot of women, they weren't at home to taking care of the children. You probably were a full-time mother, and all, you never think they will abuse the kids because you never seen that. All of a sudden, once they want to take the kids, now they want to fight to have 50-50 or have full custody, and they cannot even take care of the kids, and the kids give them pressure, and now they started the abuse on the children. The children started telling you things, and you report it to the police, and they're gonna use that. Because when the child protection service is going to do the investigation, guess where they go in? They go into the school. And guess what? The school sometimes is friend with your narcissist husband. And I'm saying that because, and let me telling you something. The reason why I'm still in life, I'm standing, I'm talking, and I'm sharing my testimony to people. I do believe it's because God gave me the strength, the brave, to be a bold woman, and I'm not worried. I'm not scared what the society is doing, what the evil is doing, what the criminals is doing, the corruption. I don't care, because at this time, The Bible said, there's a scripture, when you know the truth should set you free. I live with the truth for 5 years. I know the truth. I don't need a police officer to tell me I'm lying. I don't need a child protection investigator to tell me this is the truth, because I know the truth, right? That's why when you know, you should stand behind what you know. And even if you have to go to jail for the truth, you should be ready to do it. That's why I love Muhammad Ali. He was a strong man who stand for what he believes, and he never fear of speaking the truth. So talking about narcissistic person, my ex-husband, he was abusive to the children. The children always complaining. Even in the therapy section, they said it. My daughter got into a seizure. I'm gonna speak about that. When I left my daughter with him, the baby was very healthy, and he never told me the baby has seizure. The baby fall in the school, Plantation Kiddie Academy, is a preschool. She almost lose one eye. He never told me, because he is friend with the director, with the owner, because that's how they protect him, you know. Narcissists, they're going to be friend with people who is in power, people who is the head of something, so they know they're not good people, they're doing things wrong, so when they are in trouble, these people can come to protect them. You know, you and I, we can't understand that. You probably see your husband, you don't know who they know, because they know they're criminals. You know, they know what they're doing is wrong. But they will always have someone on their side to protect them. And I want to speak about that, because this is something that I've been dealing with, and so many women has been dealing with. They're not strong-minded enough and understand the narcissistic personality, how they're so manipulative, how they can destroy you if you're not a strong person, because they're not alone. And the nanny who was working with the baby, she was working with me before. She sent me a picture of the eye of the baby, so big. When I came back to Florida, the school refused to give me my children, because my ex-husband told them, don't allow me to pick up the kids. And even I report the school, they came to do an investigation. The investigation has failed, because you know what? They make it look like I'm lying. And I want to tell you, this child had a seizure the first day I come pick up the kid. And she started also have a story of bleeding. So I wanted to know why the baby has seizure, because she doesn't have seizure. She never had seizure. The dad makes sure I never get the baby to take the baby to the hospital. My ex-husband, he is in the medical field. He is a chiropractor. So someone who is in the medical field, he should understand that if your child is sick, you have to find out the reason why, what's going on with the kid, what caused this thing. He didn't want to, because he was the one who do it. You understand that? And on top of it, every appointment that I had at the neurologist, I had to go to the neurologist. He called the neurologist to cancel the appointment. He called them, or he doesn't bring the child, because he knows that they're gonna see what caused the seizure. Because so the child protection service know about that. There was one of the lady who is a child investigator. She will go there and she find out. And I have all this. I went to the doctor, and I get all the no-show, all the cancellation that he did. I still have them with me. So I ended up by giving the kids to take therapies. And my son said that the dad used to slap my daughter, because my daughter, she was younger, and she is the little one that is very, very hype, very energetic. I would not say hyper. And he has my ex, he has a story of someone who has a short temper. He break things, like, that's why I left him. He break things, he will destroy things. He's very, I would say this man needs therapy. He needs to get help. So he started slapping the child and hitting her on the head. Don't forget, the baby was less than 2 years. Hitting a child, her brain is still forming. You're gonna sure destroy that child brain, or hurting the child, give that child malfunction of something. My ex-husband refused to take the kids to the doctor to find out what's going on. He was standing. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Even the medicine at that point to get to the baby when I go to the school, he refused to leave the medicine. That's how evil narcissists can be, even against their own children. And unfortunately, living in South Florida, it's not a state that they do the investigation very well. I would say Florida State is a state, to be honest with you, that had a lot of corruption. It's almost like a third world place. People are very, very corrupt, majority of them, not all of them, right? So he refused to do that. I went to court and make the judge force him with to make the child do after 1 year. After 1 year, that's mean it's so hard. It's gonna be after over 1 year. It's gonna be so hard to find out. When it was fresh, that's when they could see what's going on into the baby's brain, right? Even that, he said, okay. You know what he did? Before they do the scan, they let us know to not, the nurse called earlier, the child was with him, to not giving the child anything very early in the morning. Don't give him don't give her juice, don't give her water, don't give her anything. He sent the baby to school. The baby didn't need to go to school. He sent her to the daycare, and the daycare, he didn't tell, he makes sure with the owner of the daycare. That's why I feel like the daycare, the owner should go to jail. They should do an investigation on the owner, on the director, on the police department for not doing the investigation right, and also on the child protection service investigator who are lazy, probably not doing the investigation or let themselves manipulate by him, right? So when we arrived at the hospital, he called the owner of the school to say, did you give her drink? She said, yes, I give her drink. They plan the things like that because the nurse tell you earlier. So for that, he kept doing this game. So the baby can't never, let me see what time it is because I have to go soon. So the baby could never do her exam. And as a mother, how do you act in this case when your daughter is having seizure, when your daughter is bleeding from the nose, when your daughter let you know and your son let you know that the dad is the one who is the owner of that, who is the one that abused them? What do you do? There's more than that. What did you do when the school system is supposed to protect your child, but they're on the side of the victim? Because of what? Because the victim probably helped them. I want to tell you something. The reason why I want to speak up about narcissistic personality disorder is because I met so many people who've been destroyed from this situation. I met women who ended up by falling in drugs, in alcohol addiction, and committed suicide sometimes. Some of them losing their children. Some of them, they're not strong enough to fight and say, you know what, the system is rigged. I will fight for myself. I will fight for my children because it doesn't matter what's going on. I know the truth. I know with who I've been dealing with. I know what happened. And again, I want to tell you, this type of difficulties, you have to be very, very careful and stand for what you believe. Because you know what? Last time I pick up some report from the police plantation, I feel like everything has been changed. I feel like the police in plantation, some of them, I don't want to say all of the police, you cannot trust them, and they go to protect my husband. And you know why I'm saying that? It's because one day the plantation police department came knocking at my door, at my husband's house, right? And I didn't know it was police. I was in the kitchen and my husband go open the door, and he said, I said who it was. I still remember. He said, now everything makes sense for me, right? He said it was the police. I said, what do they need? Why they come here? He said, oh, they need, sometimes they asking for support to help the police department. I said, for what? He said, oh, when you give to the police department support, when you're in trouble, they protect you. They really should do protect him. They really should do, because there was a police officer, I still remember right now, when I went to pick up my child, people told me, don't speak about that, they will harass you, you will turn against them. I will speak up. If they have to harass me, they should come to harass me now, because I feel like as a law enforcement, we should protect the victim. We should protect the weak, not protecting criminals. And that's why we're living in a world of restriction of mental health, of people who killing themselves because we don't have no support. Even people who support us, they turn against us. And at that point, if you're not a child of God, if you're not really faithful, you're gonna get destroyed, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna be like, what can I do? You're not gonna have your peace. And I remember I went to pick up my child, because the director of the school refused to allow me to pick up the kid. She said I have to leave the whole entire plaza. I don't know if you are familiar with the Plantation Kiddie Academy daycare. It's a big plaza. They have other schools. She said the whole entire plaza is owned by the owner. And I said, no, I'm not leaving. I'm waiting for my child. I leave the school. Did you know the child protections, the police in Plantation, they harass me and tell me to leave the whole entire plaza. They said, if you don't leave, we will put you in jail. And I had to wait for my child for 2 hours in the sun, waiting for my children. I want to tell you, I'm speaking about that. He took me time to be healed from it, because I understand what's going on. I understand why they did that. I understand the system. I understand with who I am dealing with. That's what they call flying monkeys. That's his flying monkeys. And I want to tell you, dealing with a narcissist, you have to be ready to fight. You have to be ready to not give up. You have to be ready to protect yourself, protect your children, because once you're not there, the person gonna start abusing your own children. And the only thing that protect me from that, even they said I'm lying, it's not true, the kids never said that. You know what? The kids was with me for 4 entire months, and they were having therapists all this time. And what really helped me to protect me from them, even they saying I'm lying, is my children tell the same thing to the therapist. And usually the therapists, they don't really release everything, but the therapists write me a letter with everything that the children tell them exactly. And I want to tell you that when you're fighting a narcissist, you're not fighting him alone. He will make sure, narcissists who has money will make sure they will pay the law enforcement who are corrupt to do one thing for them and make your life miserable. Police report, you're gonna try to ask them, to tell them this is what he did. He didn't bring the kids. The kids said that. Even the children speak to them, they will make it different. The Child Protection Service investigator told me, if I don't stop, my ex-husband can press charge against me. I said, go ahead. So you asking, we're living in a country where they said they're against abuse, but they choose to who they're against. Because when they go to someone's house who looks okay, because he has a nice house, he has a nanny, he looks like a regular person, even they cannot prove that person is a messed up person, and they hear what the person been doing, they see it, they decided to do the investigation differently. And this is the same people who go around took other people's kids who doesn't have a lawyer. That's why I want to speak, because I'm sure the Child Protection Service system is not all of them who is like that, but some people who works there who doesn't really practice the job because they really love the job, or because they believe in what they're doing, they're making a difference, they're just there for the money, and they accept to allow others to force them to do things they're not supposed to do. Because to be honest with you, I don't believe an investigator should do her or his investigator the way that they do it. There's so many things that if I'm speaking, telling you guys everything that I'm fighting with, you will be surprised. You will be surprised what I'm fighting with. I never spoke about what my children told me, about what my children said, about things that Child Protection Service and police officers. And when you see people talking bad about police officers, it's not like they want to speak bad about police officers. It's because sometimes what they're dealing with, because I never hate police officer, and I'm not a hater of police officer, because I remember, that's why I said it's not everyone. It's some people. It's in every institution you walking or you go to school, you find good teacher, you find bad teachers. Unfortunately, you can have a company, you hiring people. That doesn't mean everyone you hire, they are there because they love their job, you know. And I remember when I was living in my ex-husband's house and I was driving go pick up my kids, and my car has a problem in the middle of the street. It's one of the plantation police officer who I still remember that he put the car on the side. He put me and my children in his car and drive us home. That was a good officer. Till now I remember of that. So that's why I cannot say the whole entire police officer in plantation they bad, but I know the one who told me that he will put me in jail because he want to use his power in me. The one who told me all the time, the school using them to say, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. They don't allow me to pick up my children, even they didn't have no proof. Those are the co-op one. Those are the one who will allow people to manipulate them to do the bad thing. And you know what? When they said, narcissistic people, you have to be careful with them, you have to be careful with them. You do have to be careful with them, because even my own lawyers, they not even my lawyer, I had a judge over 2 years ago who said I should take action against my lawyer, right? So people will do things they're not supposed to do for money. People will do things they're not supposed to do because they think they can get away with murder. That's why I decided to speak. I decided to take action, and all of them can come after me. I am standing here. They can't do nothing to me in Jesus' name because I'm speaking the truth. This has to be stopped. They have to do the right thing, because if you are protecting children, you're supposed to protect children, not protecting abusers. Not protecting abusers. And I am there to tell you, if you're going to fight a narcissist, to divorce a narcissist, get ready. Get ready. Especially if your narcissist has some money. He will prefer being a bomb in the street to fight you, because they are so like addicted to winning. To show that they the boss, to show that they have power, to show that they king. That's what narcissists they are addicted in. That's why when you are divorcing them, the divorce never finish. The divorce will be nasty. If they have money, they will make sure that they can even pay your lawyer to not fighting for you. Yes, I know people, they don't understand that, but it can happen. You might think your lawyer is fighting for you. Your lawyer refuse to file for things in court for you. Your lawyer give your information away even you don't have proof. And it's hard to really prove that because you don't have any proof. But if you're not stupid, you understand what's going on, right? They know people. They very unfair people. Criminals know criminals. Criminals know where to go to get help. And you will understand that. That's why I always want to speak about that, because what I'm dealing with, I don't want nobody to go by there. I don't wish that for even my worst enemy, because I am strong enough to deal with it. I don't even know it's because I'm strong enough. I think God give me the strength to deal with it. But some people right now, they could be dead right now. They could be giving up on their children and said, you know what, I give up. Not everybody has the resilience to fight someone who is so toxic, to stand there and said, you know what, I'm not giving up. Not everybody, because it's not like they're not strong, but dealing with something like that, it's very, very negative. It can destroy your mental health, even your physical health, if you're not strong enough. And one advice I could give you, if you are divorcing a narcissist, before you take any action, you have to start educate yourself about narcissistic personality disorder. Because if I know what I know now, this man will be in jail. If I know what I know now, I will not dealing with the same thing. You know, if I know what I know now about who is narcissist, what they can do, I will not have no empathy for him. I will not care. I will speak up. I will tell everything that he did. I will not keep things for him. But unfortunately, women, majority of people who've been to abusive relationship, they don't speak up. They always protecting the abuser. And unfortunately, after this fall into your face. And that's why I do believe the Florida law should change the way of of judging people who've been to abusive relationship, because they need to understand that a lot of women or men who've been to an abusive relationship, they will not speak up until the abuser turn against them. Because it's not a normal thing, someone that you love, you trying to destroy the person. It's not. A normal person want to protect the person. A normal person want to be there to support. And you always think, oh, this person gonna change, maybe I can provide my help. That's normal for a healthy person, to bring protection, to bring love, to try to change. Think about the positive way instead of just calling police. We don't do that really. Like, that's your husband, that's your wife. But it's when the person turns against you. And one thing people, they don't understand is abusers, they're very manipulative. They do things, they never earn it. They said they never did it. They will say, I will change, I'm so sorry. They tell you all the trauma they've been through as a child. Maybe that's why you started feeling bad for them. And when it comes to search for help, they say, okay, I'm gonna go to therapy. When it's the right time to go to therapy, they never go. So be ready. I would say check Dr. Ramani on YouTube. To be honest with you, she really helped me. Do some therapies and educate yourself. There are so many things online that you can educate yourself about narcissistic personality disorder, mental health, people who are abuser, you know, how you can protect yourself and your children. Because if they have money, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. They might use all the money that they have after they probably not even be able to even eat, but they don't care, because what they want is to have power over you, is to prove they're winning. They like power control. That's what is the number one goal of abuser. As long that they cannot control you, they cannot have power over you, they still in fight. And yeah, so I wanted to share my story a little bit about what I'm still dealing with. This person, we started a normal thing. Like, two people started divorcing, no problem. I just wanted to not be with this person. He's not the right person for me. He is an abuser. Leave him alone. I didn't even want him to go to jail, to tell you. I just wanted him to search for help. But don't waste your energy to try to bring a narcissist to get help. When you do that, you're wasting your energy. They will never get help. Narcissists, they don't get help. The help will be you to destroy you. And this person ended up by putting school director, school owner, police officer, the police department, child protection service, lawyers. You know, this is the nannies, because they manipulate people. People turns against you. Even the nanny, I don't know. She's like my enemy. The nanny who never worked for me before. She's like my enemy, because they make sure they hire mean people like them. And my son told me he doesn't like the nanny. He said the nanny is lazy, but he will not fire her, because a good nanny will not accept what he's doing. The nanny that I had, she left. She said that she cannot deal with my ex-husband. She said, Marie, you should really do something, because this man is not normal. She said, I can't. She didn't want to tell me, you know, black people, sometimes they're not open to speak up. That's one thing. I feel like a lot of time we are protected crimes, because if you see something, you should be able to speak up. But they just like so scary, they don't want to speak up. So she quit. He hired a nanny who is very mean. I never met her. I met her before, but she doesn't even know me. She didn't know what's going on into our relationship, why I'm not with this man. She's calling me crazy. Last time she told my daughter, your mother is an idiot, right? And things that she's saying in front of the children, even my ex-husband knows it's not right, but my ex-husband will not fire her, because she goes in court for him. She's protecting him. But one thing about people, they don't understand, whatever you do in the dark will expose in the light. The same people who is protecting you, you paying or you giving things, you manipulate, whatever you're doing for them to be there for you. There's one day they're gonna be in some conflict with you, and they will speak up. When you started to manipulate everyone to protect you, this person to protect your crimes, to do this, to do that, you think you will always be there with them? And now it makes sense to me that when I was living with this man, I remember he has an assistant who was working with him. I think she's from Puerto Rico. The lady said he will sue her. He will sue him. I forgot what he said. The lady said, for what reason? I forgot. And he was putting things together and writing very right, contacting his friend lawyers, what he has to say. Oh, I'm gonna do that, and he turned it against the lady, make the lady scared. I don't know what he did to the lady, to be honest with you, but I don't know how many crimes this man has caused in. To be honest with you, I was a stay-at-home mom. I never seen him like, oh, he probably that crazy. Now I see. Once he couldn't control me, he really showed me. And in court, dealing with the divorce, I see how far this man can go, how corrupt he could be. You know, so now I understand. I understand everything that, wow. I am just like, wow, this is the person that I thought that was my love, that I married with. I even had, my children has his blood. It's, to me, it's, I pray for my kids all the time. And you have to be careful. You see people, you don't know who they are. That's why I always said don't judge people by education, because my ex is a very smart man when it comes to school, when it comes to institution, but when it comes to humanity, he is really, really a dark, he has a dark side. He is really evil. I use this word, yes, evil. I feel like he's not human. I feel like he can do anything for money, he can do anything to destroy someone. He likes power, he likes destruction, he likes control. When you like control, when you like to control over other people's lives, when you like to take power over people's lives or other people's stuff, for sure you're gonna do things you're not supposed to do. Good people, they don't control yourself, don't control me. God don't allow you to control others. But people who likes this type of thing, they will go ahead to pay people who have more power than them, or even befriend with them, manipulate them to make them help them in the nastiness. That's what I wanted to tell you. Be careful. Be careful. Because if you are divorcing a narcissist, before you even take action, the first thing you should do is start getting knowledge about who is a narcissist, what they can do, how I can protect myself, how I can protect my children with them. Go do your research about narcissists first and speak up. Speak up. Don't feel bad for them. They're not gonna feel bad for you. They will not. This is the time right now for you to speak up, to stand for yourself, to take action. Because one thing that I know, every time that I win a battle against an abuser, I feel like it's not only for me, it's for all other victims who've been to so many things. And that's why women who've been to sexual abuse, they speak up. Now I understand. That's why if you can't relate with someone, close your mouth, shut your mouth, don't speak. Sometimes we're so immature to make comments that doesn't make sense. Said, oh, why she speak up right now? Because it takes her time to be healed, to feel strong and speak up about it. Because those things for a woman or a man, it's a shame. You know, it is a shame when your husband is abusing you, or when someone sexually abuses you. You don't go talk to people about what happened to you like that. That's personal. Sometimes you feel like, oh my God, you feel ashamed of yourself. So those women, sometimes they dealing with so much emotional abuse, so much stress. They have to do therapies. They have to be healed. And healing takes time. I'm talking to you like that. It takes me since 2018, and I was with this man for 5 years. So since I gave birth to him, he started to abuse me. To tell you that he takes me a long time for me to be healed and speak up. And when you speak up, you really heal. Nobody can stop you, because you feel so powerful. You feel so powerful. And when you are in that fight, you caring for others. You know there's other people who still dealing with the same thing, and it's not only you fighting for yourself. You know, you're fighting for other people who doesn't have the strength now, who's not healed yet, to speak up and to stand for themselves. And that's why it's very important for me to speak about that, to share my story about what happened to me, because I know a lot of women right now they are dealing with the same thing, especially women from other countries. They're not even from the United States, and their husband just taking advantage of them. There's men like that too. There's men who from other countries, they find an American or any woman who lives here, they got married, and the person ended up by taking advantage of them, abusing them. I know someone who told me about that. He been abused by his wife, and So it's it's both ways. Don't think for sure women are the one who has the highest numbers of abuse because we are weaker than you, but men also they get abused by women. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and whoever dealing with a narcissist abuse, I will give you an advice. Try to be spiritual because that's really what helped me. Try to be spiritual. Something gonna happen. Something good gonna happen about it. Out of it. Don't think that you are the loser. You will. I heard people all the time put comments. You can never win in front of narcissists. They're such a liar. They're such a thank you, TV, TV cab vidcam. They so bad. They so manipulative. You can never win. I'm gonna tell you something. I always tell people, don't give up. If everyone who were black said we will never be free from slavery, black people will still be slaves. I always use my Haitian history to bring me everywhere that TV, cable, video game, yeah, everywhere that I go in my tougher situation, because it's not about how big that you are physically. It's about how resilient and strong and faithful that you are. A strong person is a person who is strong mentally. You can see a strong man standing in front of you, even in the Bible. That's why I do believe the Bible is the best book that we can read for advice, for discernment, and also for wisdom. Look at David and Goliath. He was a small child, but because he do believe in him, he believe in God, he has faith, he was able to win the fight. And I want to tell you the same. Whatever you're dealing with a narcissist right now, don't give up. Don't give up. There's a reason you stand against them. And there's more and more. Nobody speak about narcissists before. Now everyone knows about narcissists. And I do believe if we continue speaking about it, taking action, maybe the court system will change the way of making the decision. Maybe they're going to educate the judges about narcissistic disorder, personality, abuser. People need to know that, because when those people who's taking decision in whole lives, they need to know. When you don't know, you don't have knowledge, how come you can be able to make decision in a domestic violence situation, right? Court system need to know, the judges need to know, the people, lawyers need to know. I know shelters who works with domestic violence women know, but I feel like judges, a lot of them, they don't know about, they don't have knowledge about narcissistic personality disorders. Lawyers, they don't know. That's why when you hire a lawyer who doesn't have experience in narcissist, they will sabotage your case because they don't know how to handle it. Some of them, if they're not good people, they will sell your case to the other party because the narcissist is charming, he has money, he will do anything to win. So that's why we have to speak up about it. It's not only something so tiny. It's not only an abuser, he abused me and he moved on. This is an abuser who wants to destroy me slowly. Until he destroy me, he will not stop. But this is the time to say, you will not destroy me. I'm the winner in it. I'm not the loser. You will destroy your own self because you're fighting with someone who is stronger mentally than you. That's why you're so weak. In order for you to win, you have to manipulate the whole population and people who has power because you don't know who you are. I will stand against that, and I want you to start thinking like that. Whatever you feel so weak, you don't have power, pray and God gonna give you the strength. I'm telling you right now, because the fight is in your mind. The fight is here, not in your body, not what the Child Protection Service is doing, not what the investigator saying you lying, not, you know the truth. The truth should set you free. Not what your lawyer is saying or the judge is saying, oh, you this. You know the truth. Stand with your truth and keep fighting. Don't give up. Please don't give up. And when I see people said they just give up, I said don't give up. Don't give up. I always tell my ex-husband, he's fighting me. I said, let me tell you something. You're fighting a woman who will never give up, because I know who you are. You belong to jail. You don't belong to this society. What you did, you belong to jail. And one day I told him, I said, if you don't repent, one day you will be in jail. And everything will expose in your face. Everyone who been with you, they will be exposed to, because I know whatever you're doing. That's why I don't like to lie. People told me the reason why I'm still dealing with that is because I don't tell my children to say that. I don't want to tell my children to say that. I want my children to say what they've been dealing. That's why I provide therapy for them. Because I'm not a professional. I'm not gonna tell a child, you should say daddy do that to you, daddy do. He told me something, I will call the police and make him talk and say this is exactly what he told me. But I will not lie on a child, because you know what? One thing that I know, as a child of God, whatever you do, you will pay the price one day. And don't think, oh, I did it on the side, nobody seen me. Maybe nobody see you, but God see you. You know, when you speak the truth, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with your action. You have to be honest. That's how you're going to have the strength. The strength that I have is because I'm always being honest with myself. I never lie. I always protect my children. I always do things right when it comes to law enforcement. So I know that I'm fighting something that is not, that I'm not supposed to stand and keep taking, keep getting abused by this person emotionally. And I don't want it to continue. I really don't want it to continue. But I have to stand on the side and say I'm not giving up, because if I give up, he is the winner. And once you're weak, narcissists never stop. They never stop. You know why he turned out crazy? Last time in April, he came to my home to say he want to come back to me. I said, no, I don't want to come back to you. He said, I will provide for you financially. I will get help. I said, God provide for me. It's been over 4 years. I'm not with you. God provided for me. I pay my rent. I eat. I sleep. I take care of my children. God provided for me. I said, I don't know you. I don't need you to provide for me. I'm asking you to get help so you can be good for your children. You can be good for your patient, because you're a doctor. You're taking care of patients. If you don't have good health, you cannot give healthy ed, if you right. So I told him that, and from there he came on Friday. On Monday he went to court. He hired a lawyer. That's narcissist for you. I cannot have you. I'm gonna make your life miserable. And the friend that he met in my home, now she knows she's no longer talking to me. He gave her his business card. He manipulated her. I don't know if he gave her some money, or he make her believe she's also some of craziness. I don't know, because a normal person, a good friend, will not accept to speak to someone they know who you've been to up and down. So to tell you, even your own family, narcissists are so charming, they might turn your own family against you. That's what they call flying monkeys. Flying monkeys are the people that they have on the side, and those people, they manipulate the people. Some of them, they pay them money to make your life miserable, and you have to be very, very careful. Very careful. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Keep praying, and also be strong. Read, have knowledge about narcissists and abuse, and protect yourself and your children, and protect others. If you see something, say something.